Views of Paris from above. Right now we are on the Pantheon, which is a gorgeous site here in Paris and one of the most important in the entire nation of France. We'll get to that in a little bit. But right now we are on top, right at the dome, viewing panoramic views of Paris, a city with more than 2 million people and a whole host of tourists, financial institutions, artistic institutions, artists, writers, people of all sorts and kind. This is one of the most famous cities in the entire world. There in the distance we see La Défense, the growing metropolis that is building right next to Paris, and we're seeing all the beautiful views here, the layout made by George Eugene Haussmann in the mid-1800s. And then further down there, we're starting to see Sacré-Cœur right on top of Montmartre. And wow, breathtaking views of Paris from up here. This was constructed in 1790, and it was originally built as a temple of sorts, and then became the resting place of some of the most famous Parisians and French in history. The likes of Victor Hugo, Emile Zola. We also have Voltaire as well up here, a very interesting philosopher, and many, many others, including Josephine Baker, who's a fellow American that actually adopted France as her home and became one of the most famous artists of the Jazz Age. She is the very first black woman to be entombed here in the Pantheon. I'm super excited to show you this beautiful view, but also the Pantheon down below. It's going to blow your mind. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous site to visit. So let me show you the views one more time, take a sip of water, and then we're going to go downstairs. And hello everyone, let me know where you're watching from. Oh, look at that, wow. Wendy's watching from her sofa, amazing. James is watching from New York, wonderful. Let's go down here, look at this. Now we are more than 275 feet tall. Take away maybe about 50 feet, so we're about at 220 feet right now. Wow. Susie says, gorgeous gray views. Oh yeah, today's a pretty gray day. Oh. Ooh, welcome, Michael, from Philly. So this was very important before the likes of Victor Hugo and Voltaire and many other famous French presidents and politicians were buried here as well. Before those guys, this is famous because of this church over here that has the tomb of Saint Genevieve. Saint Genevieve ousted the Huns from modern-day France back in the year 425. She's currently entombed there in that church, but she used to be right over here where we're currently at. Another person of note that was here was the King Clovis, another king from that early era of the hundreds AD who ruled over France, or what is now France. We'll zoom into Sacré-Cœur. Hey, Joffrey says, look at that view. I've been following your videos for a month now. Oh, so cool, Jefferson. For tuning in. Marianne from Florida. Marianne, thank you again so much for being a mega urbanist. Mega urbanists are going to get postcards from Paris and other two destinations. One of the three destinations I actually end up covering in this trip. So thank you so much for all the mega urbanists tuning in this June. La Défense. You know, I visited that back in 2019. It was worth visiting back then. I'm not sure if it's worth visiting again. It's pretty much a business area. Let me go down. There we go. Pretty much a business area. It's like walking around Wall Street, but it's not as historic. Susie says, I need to stop procrastinating and become a mega. Well, Susie, this month is Paris. You know, if you become a mega urbanist, you'll get Paris. Just let me know, because mega urbanists get. But since this is such an iconic city, I'm going to give mega urbanists an opportunity to claim Paris if they choose to. So here's where they entrap the prisoners. No, I'm joking. This is the stairway. We spotted another live streamer in the wild. That's cool. I think Chinese. Do you see artists sketching around Paris? Says Macrina. Yeah, I did, along the Seine River. There was a woman painting very beautiful views along the Seine. And you see these right here? That these open up, they're gates that allow the UFOs that Napoleon used to win the French Revolution. That's where they come out. No, I'm just joking. I have no idea. They're a unique architectural fixture. Let me know, did these used to be skylights? If anyone's an architect expert. Hey, Susan! Nice to see you here. Miss Lob says he's filming you, filming him. yeah, it was quite an inception right there for streaming. What is this area? I have not studied this area yet, but there's new skyscraper, and this skyscraper looks so cool. Hello, Andrew from Australia. Nice to see you here. What's the oldest building in Paris? The oldest house in Paris is in Le Marais district, and that dates back all the way to the 1400s. Though there should be an older structure here. Among the oldest structures here still surviving is the Arena of Lutetia. I might be mispronouncing that. Lutetia. Lutetia was the Roman name for Paris before Paris was taken over by the Parisian. So the Lutetia Arena is somewhere around this area, I think. Yeah, somewhere around this area. And that's an ancient Roman arena. Still, you can still see the seats, you can still see the outline of the arena. It's mostly intact. It's not as lavish as the Colosseum, but it's still a really cool sight to see. It's kind of hidden. And maybe I'll do a short video on that arena. Kay says, great, the rain just stopped. Yeah, it did. It is good that the rain just stopped. Unfortunately, well, you know, it would have been cool to be up here with the rain, actually. Kind of epic. I'm not sure if they leave it open. And here we see how this gigantic structure is actually supported. It's very tall for how wide it is. So it's one of among the larger domes in the world. All right, now let's go downstairs. Kristen says, do you like Paris or Italy more? Well, let's compare Paris with Rome because they're both cities. That's a good question. One more time, the views. There is the Eiffel Tower right down there. Look how gorgeous. That is a good question. Do I prefer Paris or Rome? That's really tough. Paris is awesome. Paris, they're both about the same size of a city. Rome is actually a bit bigger. It's tough. I really can't decide right now. I would say I do like the Italian lifestyle. It's really cool. Now, Italian culture itself, you know, it's a acquired taste. At least on my behalf, you know, being Puerto Rican and used to people very smiley and warm and and joking around. Roman culture is not quite like that. Parisian culture is not quite like that. But I really love Rome, but I really like Paris. So Rome has the edge right now in terms of where I would live. But Paris comes a very close second. Oh yeah. Let me know which one you would choose, Paris or Rome, for everyone tuning in. All right, let's go downstairs. Cool seeing these Parisian rooftops. These rooftops, the ones built during the Haussmann era, mid 1800s, are made out of zinc. So they're a very malleable metal, as opposed to mansard roofs that we might have on the Upper West Side, which I think usually are made out of wood. Kay says I choose Rome. Oh, cool, Kay. Hey, Leslie says I just asked my sister who lived in Paris to be my tour guide to Paris based on your visits and videos. Oh, I'm so glad. Actually, before I go downstairs, one more thing. This is the skyscraper that caused Paris to ban skyscrapers until very recently. This is Tour Montparnasse, the Montparnasse Tower. People thought it was such an ugly eyesore upon the Parisian landscape that they want to tear it down. This was built and they want to tear it down. But they end up keeping it up. However, they end up banning all the skyscrapers. It seems until very recently, because there's a new one down there. I'm not sure if that's within the city limits. It appears to be. The Eiffel Tower. When it was first built, people thought it was like, oh my God, the ugliest thing ever. And they wanted to tear it down. Architecture critics, the public, everyone. People just hated that thing. However, it became very important during World War I to send radio signals and as a lookout point, so they kept it. And people eventually fell in love with the Eiffel Tower. However, I don't think the same thing happened with Tour Montparnasse. Doesn't quite have the same charm as the Eiffel Tower. So everyone, who likes climbing stairs? Let me know. I hope you're ready. I mean, let me know, do you prefer going up? What's your fave? I'm glad, Nicolas Cage. I'm glad you're tuning in. Thank you so much. I really love your movies. The only treasure I think we can acquire. Why would someone want to acquire one of the remains of a famous French woman? That's where we were right there. Ron says, I prefer elevators. Kay says, I prefer going down. Really, guys? What? I just imagine National Treasure 3. It was like, I'm going to the Pantheon to steal the remains of Victor Hugo. Which is like the most pointless thing. Is this zinc? I think it is. Don't lick that, just in case it has lead. Oh my God, graffiti from 1978. Luigi Cancel. Ah, it seems like this was an Italian guy who visited in 1978. Oh my God. What? Oh my God. 1818. That's so cool. 1911. Oh my God. Caroni. 1978, another one. 1934. Right here. Wow, it's so cool that some of these are very old. Century-old graffiti. DS says, I think I see Bob's signature. 1959. Marianne says, don't you want to sign your... I mean, for... David says you should try the croissant crossed with the donut. I had, David. It's a cronut. It's from New York. 1894. Wow. Very old. There's a light down there. Miss Lob says Kilroy was actually here. Most likely, yeah. Kilroy is a reference to a graffiti that is it World War One or World War II soldiers? Maybe both, but soldiers from one of the world wars left. Jeanette says 1894 was actually the year my mother was born. Oh, that's so cool, Jeanette. It sounds like you're wearing high heels. Oh yeah, Converses. Eugene says this place is haunted. It is? There's haunted history with here? Oh, I gotta look into that. Murad says, cool shirt, by the way. Thank you so much, Murad. And here we are, the Pantheon. Marianne says, surprised there's such good reception. Oh yeah, Paris got London beat. In cell phone reception, the French have. Jeanette says, is there a limit on how tall a building can be? In Paris, yeah, and it's very, very, very short compared to most other cities. Most Parisian buildings are only about 7 stories tall, maximum. They get a little bit taller though, of course. So up should be St. Genevieve. Let's see. Yep, St. Genevieve. The woman who ousted the Huns. Zoom in more. David says the French could have built this on their own. So who did they hire, David? Uh-oh, gonna get demonetized showing this statue. Is the building limit due to the lack of elevators? Asks. Someone asked that. Let's see who it was. Ian. No, it's due to aesthetics. They don't want to ruin the aesthetic of Paris. Tour Montparnasse, which I pointed out earlier, ruined the aesthetic of Paris, and after that, they didn't want to mess around with it anymore. Is this one of these measuring devices? Here. I forgot the name of them. Oh, there we go. The choir has started. La mort. Death. La gloria. The glory. Peggy says, is that choir live? What choir? What are you talking about? Are you putting it on Spotify? Is there music? I'm not sure. Well, I don't hear music. I'm just kidding. You're not having divine visions. That music, I'm not sure where it's coming from. I think it's from speakers. It doesn't sound like it's from people. It got louder once I got here. So maybe there's more speakers here. Probably. Imagine you come into a holy, what used to be a holy building like this, and you're the only one who hears a choir. This is la Convention Nacional, the National Convention. There's a great scene in the film The Two Popes. Highly recommend it. Watch it on Netflix. One of my favorite movies I've seen recently. And it recounts Pope Francis's calling to fully go into the clergy because he was very hesitant to do so. And he was about to get married. I'm not sure if this is based on the true story. I gotta look into this, if it's actually based on his account or something that the film made up. But there's a scene where he's about to propose to his girlfriend, and he has flowers, but he's kind of hesitant. He doesn't want to do it. And as he's passing through a church, he hears an echoing saxophone, and he's drawn to it. And he walks into the church trying to find where this beautiful saxophone is playing. And he goes inside, or maybe it was a trumpet, one of those two instruments. And he goes inside, and he sees a priest, and the priest tells him something along the lines of, if you're not called to do something, don't do it. But if you're called to do something else, then do it. And he asked where the music is coming from, and there was no music. Beautiful scene. Check it out. The two popes. I was paraphrasing, so the scene, it's a bit different. Hey, Joanne says thanks. This is enchanting. Oh, I'm so glad I joined. Jefferson says, I wonder what's the most important event here. Well, the reason they even built the Pantheon here in the first place is because St. Genevieve and King Clovis were entombed here, two notable figures of French history. This is St. Genevieve right over here. I wonder if people are coming to her to be healed, because this young girl has an enlarged belly, so she might be sick or starving. Girl in the Curl says, when my friend was dying, he asked me, do you hear the singing? And he said it was so beautiful that you cry like a baby, and told him it's the angel, it's okay, you can go. That's beautiful. Yeah, a lot of people have recounted that. That's a beautiful moment to witness. Girl in the Curl. The painting is so realistic, you can see the dirt on this person's feet. Here's St. Genevieve apparently about to pass, and the angels coming to get her. Colleen says, my father on his deathbed told me he can see God to him. Oh, wow. Another beautiful moment. So this has gone back and forth in being a religious structure, Catholic to secular temple to Catholic to back to secular temple. Now it's secular, and it's a place where the major and perhaps we'll catch a glimpse of them. Here's the scale model of the Pantheon, the building we're standing in right now. That's where we started, and now this is where we're at. Marble, cool. Wow. Hey, Joanne, thank you again so much for the super chat. Someone just mentioned I don't see speakers. Yeah, me neither. I don't know. I truly. Oh, no, you're there. Right there. That's the speaker. There's good acoustics here because there's few speakers. So Nirvana is talking about how you're hesitant to travel. If you're hesitant to travel, that's okay. Start with traveling in your own city. If you don't live in the city, if you live in the town or a village or in a rural area, go to your nearest nearby city. Just stay there for a few nights. It doesn't matter which city it is. It could be Lincoln, Nebraska. It could be Omaha. It could be Boise, Idaho. Just spend a few nights there. And you bring a friend. And that way you kind of get used to traveling. And then later on, you can travel to a cool city within your own country. If you're in the US, you can go to New York or Boston or something maybe a little bit easier, like Seattle or Chicago. And then you can jump to a place beyond that. Or what you can do is jump off the deep end. So there's two ways of doing it. You can go it slow, like learning how to swim. You can swim slowly, you can dip your feet into the water, or you can jump into the deep end and just book your trip to Paris. Whichever way feels right. But it's okay to do it either way. And there's a lot of cool stuff to see in your nearby town. There's always at least one landmark in every town, every city in the US. I'm not sure if you're from the US. Maybe you're from US or Canada. There's always one major landmark there. All right, let's attempt to go into the. No, I can't swim. That I can't do. Ron says, I became a tourist in my own town. Thanks, Ariel. Oh, I'm glad. Okay, I'm gonna see if we can go into the crypt. Crossing fingers. Susan says, I did that. I spent the night in northern Michigan. Beautiful area. I'm glad, yeah. Well, I assume a lot of you are tuning in because you enjoy cities, but if you enjoy outdoors, you can also travel to your nearby national park. If you're in the US, you're lucky to have a lot of national parks all around. Oh, lots of kids. Okay, so I'm not sure if there's going to be a cell phone reception walking into this crypt. I'm going to go very slowly. Let me know in the and if I crash, I'll say it right now. Keep being awesome or successful. I will say that one more time at the end. No, unfortunately, no cell phone reception. So that is the Pantheon, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed it. Super Urbanists always get bonus content to places that usually don't have cell phone reception. So if you want to see the crypts, I will be filming them for Super Urbanists. Patreon.com/urbanists. Otherwise, stay tuned. Thursdays through Saturdays at 3 p.m. Western European time, 9 a.m. New York time. Any other live videos like this one is random. So once again, patreon.com/urbanist or right here, paypal.me/Ariel Vera if you want to leave a one-time contribution. Thank you again to Carol, Susan, Laureen for your one-time contribution. Keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. All right, a lot of kids. All right, everyone, keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.